All right, good morning, everyone. Welcome to the pre-market show. Happy Friday. Hope everyone's having a great morning. Hope you had a great day yesterday. Good morning, Norm. How you doing today?
Hey, good morning, Carlos. I'm doing well. How about yourself?
Doing good, man. Doing really good. All right, guys. So we had such an amazing watch list yesterday. I even did a watch list recap, just going through our entire watch list yesterday, because everything here was just so nice. There's so many options to trade. Norm, you had some beautiful trades yesterday as well. So definitely check out Norm's recap. So let's just quickly go through them. But again, I'm not going to go into too much detail. I do have a video up on YouTube, guys, where we go through these quite a bit. And it looks like in our gappers list already we have some good ones on here today, just like yesterday. We had we had some negative 24 here. That's nice. Hopefully it's not a buyout. We'll get into the details. We have a plus 10, plus 9, plus 4. So these are good. These are not are hopefully trading not with the SPY, and we can get some good action out of that. Then we'll go into our NASDAQ active, NASDAQ gainers. We'll get into the news a little bit, see what's going on for and how we are going to end this week. And we also have a holiday weekend coming up, so we're off Monday from the markets. And then we'll get into some announcements, see what's going on on the Bear Bush Trader side, some of the events that you can possibly join. So all right, with that said, let's start with NTNX, guys. NTNX was very, very active yesterday. Let's zoom into the action right here. Had a good pre-market activity, and here it was a little tough at first. It kept giving us a lot of fake outs, Norm. I know it caught you here a few times as well until you finally was able to get some out of it. But again, just a lot of fake outs here. Price action was a little bit wild. But again, after it settled in, it actually turned to be a beautiful long here, breaking the high of the day and hitting these levels that we have, guys. The video I did talks a lot about these levels, right? How important they are. So 25.81, we hit that right on the spot, guys. And again, from the daily charts that we've been looking. So that's that. Then we have BURL. This one was strong all day. It had this beautiful pop. But it was a little extended. Had this beautiful pop, nice pullback here. That's what you got. That's what you guys are looking for, to take this for a long. And you can see how beautifully this headed right back towards the high of the day. And actually, it didn't give much back for the entire day. It ended up closing pretty strong. And today might be a good one for continuation later on in the mid morning. But again, not a lot of volume so far this morning. DG was probably the nastiest stock we had in our watch list. Probably the one that didn't trade the best. It looks okay now, but I was looking at this price action. Look, it started off with no volume, then volume comes in, then back with to no volume. So again, just a little bit wild.
It was
Yeah, I don't know if you're looking at the price
it was
action.
real it was real spread it was real spready too,
Yeah,
which caused it to jump around a lot and not a ton of volume on that stock. It's not real easy to trade.
exactly. Yeah. So again, it was just not clean at all. It did end up real strong for the rest of the day, and it just looks like it wants to go even higher today. Not much volume so far this morning. Best Buy was again another very clean opening range breakdown. Here's your opening range, and then you got the nice deep pullback right to the VWAP, giving you a great risk to reward entry. You get in here for a short, head down right to these levels we have, 62.97, and this 61.75. We don't quite get to it, but almost very close to that level. So that was Best Buy, pretty much weak for the entire day yesterday. ANF was one that a lot of us took a lot of trades on this one. This one was just beautiful. Again, nice pop here. I got caught with the fake out for a possible long here, and then took it for a short. It became a beautiful short once it lost this VWAP. We talk about once these stocks look this VWAP, they tend to go test the low of the day and the lower levels. So you can see here how this thing drops just beautifully, heading down towards these levels. So Ali was great. Ali, again, you also took a beautiful trade on this one. And we talk about this a lot. So Ali, you have several opportunities happening in this stock, right? So you have your opening range, right? Here's your opening range. Here's your opening range breakdown. I'm sorry. Getting on the VWAP, a beautiful short. Then it finds support. No, it cannot find a new 5-minute low. Usually an indication that it's getting ready to go back up to the VWAP. Heads right back to the VWAP here. This is where Norm got in. Norm got in around this area once he saw it has some support, right, Norm? And you took some off here. Heads back down. He gets stopped out. But
Yep.
how many times have we seen this, guys? Goes above the VWAP, retests whatever level this is, the moving averages, VWAP. In this case, we also have 55.98 daily level, and then it comes right back up and it takes off. Right, we see that all the time. So Norm, you got back into this. I think you set the trend change on this one. you took one partial
Yeah.
right up here. So
Yeah,
again, just
I kind of I missed most of it. I was going to take more off right at 60, or if it breached 60, and it never did. But still, nevertheless, it worked out.
yeah. So again, just one stock, guys, that wasn't play that gave you several moves. One, two, 3, and then this reversal is tough because you know you don't know if the stock is going to continue. I like to see double top reversals. This one is very tough to take back towards the VWAP. And box, guys, thank you guys. Thank you AJM yesterday for mentioning this in the chat room. This is one that was not on our gappers list. He mentioned it over in the YouTube channel, and it turned out to be amazing. This stock traded very, very well. You can see here a nice pop up, nice pullback down to the moving average, and then just takes off nicely. I mean, this was beautiful. Let's not get cleaner than this, guys. With a great entry here, you could just ride this 9 moving average. I definitely got out way too early. I took everything off here, but that's okay. Again, after that, it goes for another dollar move all the way up here. So yeah, just a beautiful day with the watch list. So hopefully today looks the same. Let's hope that we can end the month and the week on a strong note. What do we have on the SPY, Norm, this morning, and any significant news?
Yeah, I mean, SPY's up about 2/3%. It is, remember guys, market's closed on Monday, room will be closed. It's a holiday weekend. It's the last holiday at the end of unofficial end of summer. So I think the big thing, I'm worried that volume will die off very quickly, depending on what we have at the open. Personally, I'm going to do everything I can to go full Leroy Jenkins right at the open of the market this morning. There's a little bit of economic data that's come out at 8:30. I haven't had a chance to look at it. Then Chicago PMI at 9:45 and consumer sentiment at 10 o'clock Eastern. So, it's mostly, I think the story is going to be a lack of volume as we get into the day a little bit. And yeah, just like Nono says, everybody's headed to the Hamptons. If they're not there already, they'll be leaving at noon. So,
very true. All right, folks. So let's get into it. Here's our gappers list this morning. Let's start with big. Let's make some room over here. Why is this not? There we go. All right. Big. All right, so big. It is up 9.7 this morning, 278,000 shares traded at the moment, so up quite a bit. Daily chart looks decent. It looks like we have looked at this in the past. At least I see some levels on here. All right, so we do have some trading done in the past on big lots. So pre-market activity looks okay. Actually, this is a decent pre-market activity because it's a nicey stock, and usually big lots doesn't have a great pre-market activity. So we do have a nice daily chart here popping up quite a bit. We have some earnings on big lots today. Looks like they have some good news going on.
Yeah, they had earnings this morning. They beat top line, bottom line estimates, and they also raised their guidance. So all around good story popping them up. We've talked about this over the last couple of weeks. We've talked about this the past couple of weeks with the retailers, and some retailers doing great, some doing terribly, and overall these low end discount retailers have really pretty much been killing it across the board. So just another one of those.
Yeah, as you mentioned, if you're not in the mall, you're actually doing pretty well. So interesting. So here we have some good levels on the big. I definitely like the activity right now. We definitely want to watch that this morning. Here we have Dell. So Dell is up 8.3, 167,000 shares traded. Not as great as pre-market activity as we have on big. Big actually has a nice flow here, has a nice drop, found some support and getting back up. So that's nice, very clean. Here is not as clean. The daily looks a little bit choppy. I actually never traded Dell, but it looks like it trades a little choppy. Have you had any experience trading Dell, Norm, or seen the type of price action?
I mean, it's typical NYSE stuff. It can be fairly choppy and doesn't move a ton, but
yeah, I can see that here. That again, it just kind of has a little choppiness into it. So we'll definitely check it out. Any significant news on these guys, or they're just some technicals?
They've reported earnings as well. They beat top line, bottom line, increased guidance based on increasing computer demand. So.
All right, excellent. So we'll definitely watch Tesla Dell this morning. Tesla is next. So Tesla is up 3.4. Let's get remove. Actually, some of these levels actually look pretty good. We could keep some of these levels here. So it's up 3.4, 543,000 shares traded, guys. And again, this thing, we were waiting for this pop. I mean, it's been setting up for some time here. It's just kind of consolidating. You can see he's breaking out of this prior resistance at the previous day close. So popping up quite a bit and just kind of hitting this high of the pre-market right at that 232.84, which has been a level in the past. You can see right on here, just a nice clean level, and also moving average right on there. So Tesla is interesting, got some good volume, has a great pre-market activity, guys. Tesla usually does not have this type of volume and this clean pre-market activity, so definitely in play today. Any new tweets coming out of Tesla's headquarters, or
It's not tweets. So China's becoming a pretty big focus for Tesla because of the pollution issues there. There's a real push by the government to get people into cleaner transportation and such, and they exempted, I don't know, it was either somewhere like 12 to 16 car models from a pretty hefty sales tax that they have on cars of 10%. And so Tesla had a model fall into that, which is given them this pop.
okay, excellent. All right, so they actually got some good news, actual news behind it, so that's good for Tesla. Definitely watch this. And then we have MFGP. MFGP, it is up 4.3, 312,000 shares traded. This looks very nasty, guys. It must be some block trades. Also, look at this pre-market activity, nothing going on here. Looks like a foreign stock just because look at the daily, just horrible daily chart. So again, nothing interesting here. Had a nice drop yesterday. Looked like it has some significant volume being traded. But again, this is definitely one that I'm not going to watch today.
Yeah, the MFGP is trash. Like you said, it is foreign. It's out of the UK. They reduced guidance and got nailed yesterday. And this is just a bit of a recovery move from it, it looks like.
Yeah, so again, just some nasty stuff there, guys. Definitely stay away from that. Next, we have Marble, MRVL. So MRVL, it is down 3.3 this morning, 299,000 shares traded so far. Pre-market activity a little bit choppy, but that's okay. We do got some volume here, so that's good. Daily chart's a little funky, and we have traded Marble before in the past. When it's in play, it can trade very well, but when it's not, it can be a little choppy. Kind of reminds me of NTNX yesterday when it took a while to get going. It kind of has that similar type of price action. But today they're down a bit, Norm. Any news on these guys?
Yeah, Marvell reported earnings last night, and they were disappointing. But on top of that, they cited Huawei, the Chinese telecommunications manufacturer, phones and such. If you follow the news, due to security reasons and tariffs and everything else, the U.S. has banned U.S. companies essentially supplying parts to them, and Marvell is part of that. So they cited that as a concern moving forward and gave disappointing guidance based on that for the rest of the year, specifically this quarter. So that's what's going on there.
All right, excellent. We do see that we have some levels on here that are kind of playing around right where the price action is. Look at this 22.74. So we'll get into those details a little bit later as well. So definitely worth watching, see what we can get out of that today. OTA is down 25% this morning. Ouch. 500,000 shares traded. Basically, it's a good pre-market activity. It's a NASDAQ stock, so that's nice. Are we at all-time low? Just want to check here what's going on. No, we're not. We've been in here before. Very high price stock, guys. This thing is trading at $252. It's dropping from 325. So again, this is a huge drop. What's the news on this one? This has definitely got something wrong going on.
Yeah. Ulta reported earnings last night, and women have stopped wearing makeup. So,
wait, what?
Yeah, it was a joke.
Oh,
no, they did report earnings last night, and they were really, really disappointing. They're getting slammed. I mean, this stock has really been a big runner over the last few years. Even if you just go back to Christmas Eve when we dipped and made the recent low, it was, I think, 225-ish or something, and we're already up, 50% from there nearly. So that's kind of the story there, and they're just paying the price. They said they gave some disappointing guidance, saying they're having some sales issues.
Yeah, I see. All right, so again, this one a little higher price, guys. Again, so we'll definitely keep it on here. Definitely in place. Got some news going on here. What's the ATR on this one? Got to be very careful too, guys. Although it's a higher price and the ATR could be higher, this thing looks like it moves.
The ATR is over $11, and the other thing about it too is it's a very high price, and the float, while I wouldn't call it a low float, isn't huge. It's
Yeah.
50-ish million, so that has the tendency to really, really make it move. I mean, hell, this thing's dropped $85 since the open yesterday.
Yeah, that's
I
a
mean,
lot,
excuse
guys.
me,
Yeah,
since the
this is a
close
close.
last night.
Yeah,
Excuse me.
yeah. So down $85, guys.
So
That's nothing to play with. And you can see with these candles here, like this at 255. This is a $3 move in a matter of 3 minutes, right? So again, nothing to take very lightly. All right, so that completes our gappers list. Let's look at Nasdaq active, Nasdaq gainers, AKTX. This one we have traded in the past. It is a low flow. Yeah, it is a low flow. We have traded in the past when it's traded very well. Again, today the pre-market activity looks a little bit choppy. And when I like to see these low flows, I like to see that nice flow going on. Again, it's got some great volume today. 1.2 million shares traded. A lot of it sitting right here. It has the potential to definitely take off, guys. It's done that before. Just be very careful. This is a low flow. Looks like we're going to test the high of the day here, the high of the pre-market at the moment on AKTX. So we'll put this on here. It's a former runner, so you can see when it gets the volume, guys, this thing does run. So for the low flow team, that's definitely one you might want to keep an eye on this morning. AABA, not much going on here. Has volume, but this is a pure block trade, guys. You can see it right here, 794,000 shares traded. And if we scroll down to our time and sales, right here you can see it. Oops, right here you can see it, 794. So not really in play, not much happening here. Next is the TVIX, the volatility index, and this one is down, just slightly down because the SPY is up a bit as well. So not much going on there right now. Tesla, I think Tesla has a great pre-market activity for this morning. Also, I like the daily chart, the way it's setting up. Hopefully can break out at some of these moving averages. Nasdaq ETF, Ulta, we have, again, a very risky stock. Be careful with this one. Next, we have CGIX, penny stock, so we'll leave that one alone. Marvell, we do have on here as well. Again, this one looks like it's trying to climb back up from this bounce here, 2274, so that's good. AMD, our buddy, we haven't traded AMD in a long time. AMD, again, just kind of seems like it wants to break out of this resistance. I'm gonna remove some of these levels. We got so many here, just very congested right on here. It's been consolidating just for the last couple of weeks, just consolidating. This 32 seems to be a very strong level of resistance to break out of AMD. It's having a tough time getting out of there. So not sure if it's going to do it today, but again, slowly it's been having a couple of green days here, 1, 2, and today could be the next one. So worth watching AMD for now, but again, just not really much going on at the moment. 1 second, guys. I think my pen froze. It sure did. Let me just get this taken care of here. All right, we'll come back to that. We'll do it without the pen for now. So EVOK, penny stock, guys. So nothing good going on here. No volume. We'll skip that one. PRTK, also another penny stock, guys. It has some more volume than the one before, but again, nothing really exciting on this one. This is like a nasty pre-market action. AKTX has a better pre-market action for the low flow stock this morning. SY is has 38,000 shares traded, down. I'm sorry, up 6% after being down yesterday quite a bit. So I'm not sure what caused this drop yesterday. This is a low flow. Let's check what the flow is on SY. Yeah, it is a low flow. So again, nothing exciting. If it was not a low flow, it could have been great to watch for continuation. But low flow stocks is the one I watch that crap. XPEL gapping up, but again, no volume. Up 4.7, but no activity. Next, we have NTLA, also no volume, guys. Only 1,100 shares traded. Next, we have LX, same situation, very choppy, no volume. And then Tesla, we already have on our list right down here. All right, guys, what do you guys like this morning? Norm, what is on your watch list today?
You know, man, I'm going to stick to these that we have on this list. I'm not seeing a whole lot on the other stuff that I watch. Like I said, I think unless something has a real serious catalyst this morning, there's not going to. Today's going to be a low volume day, and it's going to end early. I actually heard somebody joke on Twitter or something that today, in order to get out of in order to get your fill, you actually might have to take the other side of the trade as well. So, you know, I want to see how it goes. I mean, this whole week has been kind of nasty at the open, and I was expecting that yesterday, and the open yesterday was actually fairly decent. So Hopefully it proves me wrong, but I'm going to sit back and stick to these gappers that we got.
Yeah, yeah, it makes perfect sense. Yeah, it's one of those days where you don't want to force anything. Absolutely. All right, guys, let's see what we have in both chats. Let's start here with our chat room. So we have Ota, so Suki, yep, that's on there. Vladimir, PayPal. Let's see what PayPal is doing for us this morning. PayPal, it is, oh, why did that change? PYPL, here we go. So pretty much flat right now. It has an interesting daily. You got an area here of prior support and resistance. You can see it could possible breakout if you can get the volume going. I just don't know if that's going to happen today, but again, it has a real nice setup. Very similar to AMD. Very similar to AMD. If it can break out of this, you got a nice, you got enough room here to get towards this next moving average, so that's great. But again, right now, volume not showing us that there's a lot of action going on here. PayPal, well, it's going to get some volume. It just depends, you know, how much interest is going to be the traders looking at this actual stock. But the daily does look great for a possible breakout. AMBA, what do we have here? All right, so this volume starting to creep in. 61,000 shares traded. This is up 20%. What kind of stock is this? What are we looking at here? AMBA. 30 million shares flow, so a little bit on the lower side. But yeah, this is up quite a bit, 20%. Not sure what's causing this huge pop here. There's definitely got to have some type of news. Amba
had earnings last night.
Earnings last night. Okay, so yeah, so this is popping up quite a bit. Definitely worth the watch. Right now, it doesn't have a lot of volume, but this is a good possible. I'm definitely gonna keep this on here. I'm gonna take PayPal off, and we'll definitely keep Amba on here. At least put some levels, and then see what we can get out of that. That's a nice big pop, 20%. Next we have Poker Dealer. Is giving us AOBC. All right, so Poker Dealer, AOBC. AOBC, guys, down 11.5. Good. Volume starting to come in. This is going to hit our scanners pretty soon once it gets over 100,000 shares traded here. So they're down nice. What is the float on these guys? AOBC. All right, 53 million shares float. Good. So they're on the higher side. Yeah, this is worth watching. We can get some levels for this. I see this nice big drop, 11%. It's got some activity starting to get going. I don't like that it's too low of a price. I like the stock to be over 10 bucks. They just seem to trade a lot cleaner for some reason, even when they're not low float stocks, right? Just above that $10 mark, you get that nice good swing and movement. But definitely worth watching if it can get the volume, though. This volume's got to ramp up. It's just kind of a little stagnant at 74. It's got to get going. All right, next we have PDD. So Jared is giving us PDD continuation from yesterday. Yesterday was insane. I did not expect this pop out of PDD yesterday. But again, it had a beautiful day. You could get a continuation out of this, one that you might want to watch on your secondary list. So A Raul on YouTube, yeah, I agree as well. Has a great had a great daily chart just here, just holding this, even though the markets were dropping, this thing held kind of like Target. We'll see what Target is doing as well. But again, for the main watch list, I don't think this one will be on my main watch list, but it's a great one to have for the continuation. Also, you have several levels. We're all-time high, so you don't really need to add any more levels. This is already set for you. You have the highs and lows right on here, and then you have the previous day close plus this level here, and now you're all-time high. So you're all set to go with that one in regards to levels. All right, Amber, we have Joseph gave us CPB. CPB has a nice daily, guys. Broke out lovely here out of this 44. Not much volume at the moment. We're going to see a lot of that today, I think. Again, just the way the day is setting up. It is up 4.1. Also, I don't like this pre-market activity that much, guys. Even with the low volume, sometimes you have a low volume, you have a decent pre-market activity. This one here just looks horrible. But the daily, I see the breakout you're looking at. Just not sure what you're going to get out of that today. You're going to have to wait for that on the scanners or just keep a eye on it. JKS, we'll do a few more. JKS at the moment, we have traded this one before in the past. JKS, 57,000 shares traded right now. It is up 5%. Pre-market activity not that great, guys. A lot of the shares, though, half of the shares just sitting on this one candle here. So again, just the activity, it's not great. I see what you're looking at. The daily looks beautiful. It popped out of that. So it's sitting right at the level of the prior resistance. But again, guys, just not sure what you're going to get out of that at the open. All right, PDD, we have APPS. We'll look at that one. No volume, guys. Really low volume on this one. Only 5,000 shares traded. So again, seems like it's putting in a double top, but again, just with no volume here, it's not going to be on the main watch list today. All right, last one, ALXN. So ALXN, it's a big drop. This is going to hit our scanners in a minute now. 98,000 shares. Yeah, this looks interesting. down 7%. We do have a decent pre-market activity going on here. Yeah, this is worth looking at in more details when we start doing our levels and see what's going on this one here today. All right, folks, let's get over to some announcements. Norm, what do we have for this week? Well, not this week. This week is over. What do we have coming up for the following weeks?
Let's see here. So, just like we had the Brett Steenbarger interview that's been released on YouTube, we have a massive interview dropping next week. Should be out Wednesday afternoon. So keep an eye out for that. If you're not already, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the little notification bell, because subscribing really doesn't even do much, but that bell will tell you when that and other things get released. Or, for instance, when William does his trade reviews and they're streamed live on YouTube. So hit that and you'll keep up to date, and you'll be notified when that interview comes out. DAS #1 Best Trader competition starts Tuesday. It runs through the month of September. Some really cool prizes there, including a trip and tour of the NASDAQ. You can go to onebesttrader.com. You can use the promo code BBTFall15 to get $15 off. I believe the registration today is still $75. I know it's going to go up to $100, but that discount code of BBTFall15 gets you $15 off of that. And then we're honored to have been nominated for the Benzinga FinTech Awards in the Best Financial Literacy Tool category. Abiel's posted the link in the alerts, and he'll post it on YouTube as well. If you like our content, we truly appreciate your vote. It takes about 2 seconds. Click the link, click the vote, and you're done. So thank you very much. We've got a couple of meetups coming up. September 7th, Bay Area, I believe it's in Oakland. And then September 21st, Dr. Steenbarger, New York City. It's going to be an awesome meetup. Andrew, Carlos, Ryan, William, I know will be there. I don't know about who else. So you do have to get a ticket for that. It is a free ticket, but you have to register. Avi will post a link for that. So we have to have a head count and everything else. I almost took Ulta long at 252. Just now, a minute ago. Sorry, I'm going through these announcements, and I got FOMO in the middle of talking about the Steenbarger meetup. Then we've got the 1 week chat room trial discount. If you're on YouTube and you have not been in the chat room and you'd like to trade with us live for the day, you can do the 1 week trial at a discount using the promo code premarket24. No dashes, no spaces, just premarket numbers 24. Like you see on your screen, it does not auto renew. And then one last note. There is a discount off the lifetime, very, very rarely on some special holidays. We do discounts on lifetime memberships. And right now, if you use the code LABOR, LABOR, you can get a 30% discount, and it expires, I believe, on Sunday or Monday. So, I'm sorry, it expires on Monday. So anyway, that's what I got.
All right, excellent. All right, guys, let's get into it on this Friday, last day of the month, last day of the week of trading. So let's make it count, guys. Let's start with BIG. BIG big over here is heading down quite a bit. It was up at least over 10-12%. Now kind of giving some back in the pre-market. I do like some of the levels I'm seeing here. I'm going to remove this one here just to get a better one. So let's remove this one, get some more recent ones. High of the pre-market sitting at 26.75, right? So very clean level here. You can see off that you also have support and resistance, so that's nice. Towards the top, I'm going to mark down this level here. You got support and resistance of several days as well at that 28.05. And above that, one more at 29.46, I think is plenty. Now, towards the bottom, you do have a moving average right on here. I'm going to mark at 24.56, slightly above the price action. At 24.56, you can also see if you draw your line right on there, you can see areas of support and resistance as well, so that's very nice. And then towards the bottom, you have your low of your pre-market, which is also important to mark that 23.20 to be exact. Low of your pre-market, which also happens to be the nice area of a nice bounce over here, coming straight down several days red, hitting that 23.17 and heading right back up. So that's an area today that we're kind of finding some support in the pre-market. Could play nicely at the open. If we lose that, we have some really nice levels coming up. We have a previous day close, high and lows from the last 2 trading days. You can see those all on here, just very nice. Some moving averages curving up here as well. So again, I think you have plenty if we lose that 23.17. All right, so that's good. I like the way this one is setting up. Has a good pre-market activity, guys. Has some good volume. I think this is definitely one of my favorites this morning to keep an eye on. Next, we have Dell. Dell has a nasty pre-market activity, guys. Pretty choppy. Look at some of these candles as well. I don't like when I see this type of just algo-like looking trading, right? From here on, it's getting a little better, but not all that great. And as we know, we mentioned earlier before, it tends to trade a little choppy, so be careful with that. High of the pre-market sitting at 52. 52 has been areas of support and resistance in the past. With these type of stocks that do not have such a clean daily chart, it looks a little clean here, but here it's just so nasty. It's very difficult to find very good clean levels, right? But we'll do the best we can. Low of the pre-market sitting at 50.63. So we'll mark that down. Just kind of bouncing around between these ranges right now. Below that, if we can lose that, the next best level I see on this not so great daily chart is this 49.71. So 49.71, you got some days of support, nice bounce, areas of consolidation around this support as well. And then you have it as resistance. The day we broke out of this resistance here, 1, 2, at least 3 times. So that 49.71 could be good. Then below that, I like the bottom of this area of the bouncing back and forth, 48. 43. You can see these days just kind of hitting ping-ponging themselves between these 2 levels, so that's good. Towards the top, guys, if we can get going above this 52, let's go back over here and see where we have a good area of support being tested over and over again. This 53.39. I really like this 53.39. Just check this out. This is really nice over here. You got several days testing that 53.39 area, so you want to have that on there. That could be a good possible area if we can break out of this 52. So that's what we have for Dell. Dell looks okay, not great. Pre-market activity might not be one that makes the final list. We're not going to have a lot today, so I'm not going to be as picky in cutting things off, but I will be picky getting into trades this morning. Definitely waiting my 5 minutes. As Norm mentioned, he's going to sit on his hands for a while and wait for the right opportunity with a good volume.
Say that if I don't, I'm going to take a very small position in something.
Exactly. So here we go. We have high of the pre-market 232.84, and then we also have this 235.79, and then we also have this one up here at 239.76, and one all the way up here at 246.75. So plenty of level on Tesla today. I just don't know if you're gonna have the juice to get up there and break out on a day like today. Price action is sitting right at a level. If you look at this line across the board here, it's just sitting right at a level. So I'm going to mark this one down too. I know the price action is right on it, 228.30ish. Again, that level, you can clearly see how you have some support and resistance across that. And then towards the bottom, we have plenty, guys. We have the highs and lows from the last 2 trading days, previous day close, and some nice moving averages here as well. So that's Tesla. Then we have Marvell. Marvell is creeping its way back up. Not a great pre-market activity, guys. It doesn't look exciting, but it does have some volume. It could have some potential to get going here. We already have some levels on this from the past that seem very good, actually. We have 24.72, which is very close to the pre-market action, pre-market low. We have the highs and lows from the last 2 trading days being here, the low. The high from 2 trading days ago, which is right where the price action is at, very close to the high of the pre-market. Then we have the 24. This 24 was here from before. We could remove this one. This one's not needed now. The reason why we could remove this one, because your previous day close and your highs and lows from yesterday, right on here. You don't need to have that extra level slightly above the low of yesterday. And then above that, 25.01 still looks good, and 25.75 still looks amazing. So good levels on Marvell here for the open. Ulta, guys, I'm going to put some levels on here, but I just don't feel comfortable with the type of price this stock is trading at and the ATR. I might watch it just to see how the price action is, but I don't feel comfortable trading this one. This is not one that I would take a trade on. So high of your pre-market sitting at 248. Low of high of your pre-market sitting at 260.90. Low of your pre-market at 248. Towards the bottom, we do have a nice drop over here at 225.30 and another one here at 238.50. And the way this thing moves, these levels, it could easily go from 253 down to 238. As this thing is already down, as Norm mentioned, 85 bucks since the close yesterday. So that's a lot. Towards the top, you have a 260 high of the pre-market. Above that, we have this area here, 270. I love when you have this situation where it comes up, creates that level, and then it comes back and retests that, right? We talk about this. Comes back and retests that prior resistance, makes it support, and then takes off. So at 270.52 is nice towards the top. And one more level up here towards the top, this 282.68 also looks great. You can see the support here and also the resistance on the way back up before we're able to break out of it. So that's OTA for us this morning. Amber, yeah, this one is, again, I'm gonna put some levels on here, but it has no volume, so I'm not going to watch it. I might not even have 6 stocks to watch today, guys. It's just the type of day that it is. 57.88 high of the pre-market, 55.89 low of the pre-market, and not sure if we're all-time high with this one. Let's check the weekly. Here we go. No, we're not. We do have some areas going back to 2017. Last time we've been around this area. So we have a pop over here at a 66.17 and one up here 64. So we'll mark those down. And then I do like this area, these 3 days here. There we go. 659.89. So that's enough towards the top. Then towards the bottom, guys, we got a nice gap that we can possibly try to close. 54. I'm gonna mark 54 just in case. But again, guys, I'm not too fond of this one just yet with the pre-market activity and the type of volume that it has. AOBC. Still no volume. We looked at this 20 minutes ago and it had only 78,000 shares, just a little more shares traded, but not great. We'll put some levels on here, but I'm gonna delete this one. Just doesn't have the volume, guys. It's not a low flow stock. I think it's 50 something million shares, but again, just the activity is not there for us this morning. So low of your pre-market 623, your high is 684. Nice gap here if you want to start closing this gap and head higher. So we'll look for this one to hit our scanners, but right now it's just not looking all that great pre-market wise. PDD could put in a good continuation day, but again, I'm not seeing a lot on here, so I'm just going to remove this as well. ALXN, this one is active. This one has 177,000 shares traded. Let's just check the profile on this one. What do we have? ALXN. Okay, 215 million shares flow. ATR is 451. It's a little bit high. I want to be careful with that. 451 on $100 stock could be drastic if it goes in the wrong direction. So be very careful. So we have another level here at 107.16. Towards the bottom, guys, if we lose this 100, we do have a level right here around 92.94, and then one over here around this area 98.76. So that's what we have on this one. Towards the top, you got plenty, guys. After this 107, you have all the previous day close highs and lows right in this 115, 110 area. AKTX, this is a low flow stock. It's probably the one that's in play this morning. We have traded this one in the past, but again, just not going to look at the low flows today. I'm just going to remove this one from my chart. All right, guys, so a quick recap. We have Big, which is probably the nicest one we have today. Dell, it's a little choppy, but it's worth taking a look at. Tesla, it's actually got a great pre-market activity at the moment with some good volume. Marvell, just not great. OTA I'm gonna remove, guys. I think this one's just out of my league a little bit with the ATR. It's just massive ATR, higher price. So I'm just gonna get rid of this one. And Norm mentioned earlier, it's 50 million shares flow, right?
Yeah, 54.
54, right? And with that type of float and this type of ATR, I mean, that's just recipe for not good risk management. So I'm gonna get rid of that one. AMBA, a good possible start to get going here, right? And ALXN, also another good one that we can watch today. All right, that is what I have. Norm, are you in the same boat? Do you have anything that I don't have on your list?
No, we've got pretty much the same stuff. Facebook kind of looks interesting. It's gapping up. It doesn't have a ton of volume. It's up a little bit, almost 1%. I might watch that. I've got NVIDIA on a side screen, but like I said, I just think with the lower volume today going into a holiday, we might see some really choppy stuff unless it's got a serious catalyst behind it.
Yeah, I agree 100%, guys. So that is all we have, guys. We are running a little early today, 9:11 Eastern time. Just want to see if anybody else has
Anything else you guys are seeing?
checking here. WDAY. Yeah, this one. Yeah.
Workday can be very difficult to trade, just from my past experience.
Yeah, they do have an interesting daily, but again, just like many stocks, there's not a lot of volume on here. What entry do we have on big? Well, we don't have no entries yet, but we do have some levels on here. And actually, the price action is sitting right at this 24.58, which is a great level as well. So we have 26.68, we have 28.05, and 29.46 towards the top, and then 23.17 low of the pre-market. So that's what we have on that one. JWN. Let's see what we got here. Not much activity on JWN right now. It's pretty light in volume, kind of stuck within these ranges too. You got moving averages towards the top, highs and lows, previous day close right on here. So it's in a very crappy situation now, and I don't see any type of volume or catalyst to get this going out of that rut that it's in right now.
Brad in Taipei, I actually looked at Bed Bath & Beyond a few minutes ago because it put in a hell of a run midday yesterday, and I have not looked to see. I couldn't see any news. It just took off right in the middle, BBBY. It just took off right in the middle of the day, and I saw no reason for it. So I looked, but this morning there's nothing going on.
Yeah, they have a big day. Wow, nice.
Look at that! Look at that pull up the 5 minute like midday yesterday. I think it was around lunchtime.
Oh,
merger rumors. Okay, yeah.
Is that what it is?
It was just out of nowhere, and somebody called it in the chat. And I know at least one or two people took it. I was like, "What the hell?" And I could not find anything.
Wow, look at this volume, man. It's just this
that makes sense because they've been in a world of hurt recently.
Yeah, that's going from 0 to 60 right there. Wow. All right, guys, so we are going to get ready to wrap it up. We'll continue in the room chatting with the guys here. Thank you guys on YouTube for joining us. As always, it is Friday, so that means you have to be careful today. Be disciplined, especially on a Friday where you know you're going to be off Monday. So things are going to be, like Norm mentioned, a little bit choppier. Not going to have that great volume. So today is the day where you want to trade discipline, follow your rules, maybe reduce your shares to half size, right? Just to protect yourself from the chop. But you don't want to go into this weekend, not following rules and sitting in that barbecue on a Sunday and Monday thinking about trading. You want to be enjoying with your family, and the way to do that is if you trade well, whether you have a red day or not, you're going to be sitting there enjoying that nice cold beer with no regrets. All right, so that's the plan today, guys. Have a great trading day, guys. Great Friday, great weekend, and we will see you guys Tuesday, 8:30 Eastern time. Take care.
Yeah, guys, trade safe. Have a great holiday weekend. Enjoy it with your family and your friends, and we'll see you Tuesday morning.